Smokescreen. This is their 2008 red blend out of a small little valley called Napa. Blend of 3 different grapes. Simply just says red wine, actually, on the label, and there's a good reason behind that. California wine law dictates that you've got to use a minimum of 75% of one particular grape in order for you to label it on the front of a wine. So these guys are actually only using 72% Cabernet, and the rest is made up by 22% Syrah, and then 6% Petit Verdot. So they can't actually officially call it Cabernet because it's only 72% below the legal limit of 75, so it simply says red wine. And I think people have this connotation when you just see red wine on the label, it's El Cheapo, you know. This is further from the truth on this one. This is $24.99 retail, so you know, fairly decent retail price. But let me tell you that the actual Cabernet that they're using, and they won't reveal their sources on this. Fiftyrow don't actually own any of their own vineyards. They buy in their grapes for their own needs, which a lot of wineries do. But they buy in the grapes, they make their wine, they bottle it, they market it, they do all that. But the grapes, the Cabernet grapes that are actually sourced, would normally go into and they won't tell me who it is, a $65 bottle of Napa Cab. So there's another winery in California, Winery X, that's making a $65 cab that are actually selling their Cabernet grapes to Smokescreen for this wine. So that's pretty cool. You're getting this at $24.99 retail. Let me tell you about the winemaker. Gary Galleron is the winemaker. Try saying that like 5 times fast. Gary Galleron. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Is the winemaker behind Smokescreen. He extremely impressive background on him. He actually started up at Chateau Montelena. That's really kind of where he learned his trade. Chateau Montelena, if you ever saw the movie Bottle Shock, that was actually the winery that was featured in Bottle Shock, and then he went on to work at CV and Del Dodo and Whitehall Lane. So, extremely impressive winemaker. He makes his own wine, but he's also the chief winemaker for Smokescreen. So let's give this one a little taste, shall we? Actually, already, if it's just the Syrah, what? Actually, I already smell the spice coming out of this wine. There's definitely a lot of black fruit kind of leading the way there. The alcohol's at 14.8%, which is fairly reasonable. Definitely noticed alcohol, you know, creeping up. It's been a big debate over the last few years in California, and some of the wines that I see, like especially some of the red blends, the alcohol's so high and just off balance with the fruit. It just seems like it's really almost like sweetening the wine itself. Again, black fruit way up front. You get a lot of blackcurrant, a lot of plum. There's quite a bit of chocolate there, and spice from the Syrah, but I don't get that, you know, cloying, alcohol-y sweetness over vanilla. And so many cheap blends, California red blends on the market. They're just irritating. They're really kind of marketing this wine as, you know, a Tuesday wine, a sort of everyday, you know, easy drinking. Sort of everyday easy drinking, not so serious bottle. So if that's the way they want it, because I think this one is actually quite serious for the money, $24.99 by Smokescreen, Fiftyrow Vineyards. Do you want to call it not so serious? Let's do something not so serious. How's about this? This is kind of random. Will it flip? Will this bottle flip? Totally random. You were not expecting this. I wouldn't either. I think I'm just kind of going off on a tangent with this one. Will this wine flip? In other words, can this wine, from this angle, be flipped through the air 360 degrees and land on my hand like that? Glass bottle, still with wine in it, glass aerator, and actually a pretty serious tile floor there. So can this wine be flipped? Click here for yes, this wine can be flipped. Click no for you're insane, you're out of your mind, your wife's going to kill you when she sees you smash a bottle of wine once she gets home, you know. It's going to be all over the floor, it's going to be a mess. Click here for yes, click no for it cannot be flipped. Yes, it can be flipped. No, it cannot. Can this wine be flipped? Can I flip it through the air, 360 degrees, land on top of my hand like that? I'll let you decide. Click yes, click no. This video is going to end in a second, so you've got to choose. Yes, it can be flipped.